Hello, people. Hope you are studying, staying at home, staying safe, and are being positive that yes, we can do it. We will do it, and we will fulfill our dreams. So, see, this little bunny is so positive. I thought it will help you to, be motivated and be spirited. So, let us now move forward and study a very small topic in breathing and exchange of gases, and that topic is trachea. And that topic is trachea. It is a very small topic. I think it will be completed in 15 minutes, but it's important. Questions are asked from this topic. So let us study this with full concentration. Trachea is also called windpipe. We are studying this since, I think, from class 6th or 7th. And it is what? Trachea is a tubular passageway, right? It is a tubular passage for what? For what? Tubular passageway for, obviously it's a windpipe for air. It is a tubular passageway for air. It is around 12 centimeter in length. I don't know why, but this is a very favorite question. What is the length of trachea? So it's 12 centimeter in length and 2.5 centimeter in diameter. Okay, and 2.5 centimeter in diameter. And where is it? Where is it located? Before esophagus, after esophagus? Confusion. It is located anterior to the esophagus. Okay, it is located anterior to the esophagus. And what is, I generally say, what is the exact coordinate? If you have seen my previous videos, you might have noticed that whenever I teach a structure, I generally tell the exact coordinates, because that will help you to make a framework in the mind that, where is it exactly located. So what are the exact coordinate? It extends from larynx. Remember larynx, you can see the previous video of larynx, to the superior border of fifth thoracic vertebrae. Okay, to the superior border of fifth thoracic vertebrae. So when we keep all these things in mind, when we are studying different chapters, we can easily correlate. When we're studying skeletal system, we can easily correlate. Oh, fifth thoracic vertebrae. Yes, yes. We had learned that, what trachea extends till here. So, that whenever you hear fifth thoracic vertebrae in skeletal system, this will strike to your mind. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We had heard this. And what happens here? What happens here when it ends? It divides. It divides into two parts. It divides into two parts. What are these two parts? Right and left bronchi. It divides into right and left bronchi. Okay. So what else? The most important thing, it is composed of C-shaped cartilage rings. C-shaped cartilage rings. Why C-shaped? Why C-shaped? This is an important question. Why C-shaped? Think. Yes, because I told you it is anterior to the esophagus, right? It is anterior to the esophagus. When food moves in esophagus, what happens? When food moves in esophagus, there is this specific movement called peristalsis, right? Like this, and then this, and then this. This is the way the food is moving. So this trachea should be movable, should be flexible to allow this movement. to allow this movement. Okay, and why it is in front? Why in front there are cartilaginous rings? Why in front there are rings? Why? To prevent collapsing of windpipe. To prevent collapsing of windpipe. Okay. These are the important points that I am telling about trachea. Keep all these things in mind. And I don't think any other question can come from besides these points. And if there are, if this is the trachea, if this is the trachea, right? If this is the trachea, and there are these rings, C-shaped rings, these are the right and left bronchi. When we'll study bronchi, I'll tell you that why I have drawn these two different. Okay, so these are the cartilage rings. Now, how are they connected? How are they connected? They are connected with a dense connective tissue. Okay, they are connected with a dense connective tissue. Okay, now this is the anterior part. This is the anterior part. And posterior, I have said that there is no, in the posterior part, there is no ring, no cartilaginous ring. So what is there then? If there is no ring, then what is there? If there is no ring, then what is there? How is trachea present? So there is this muscle, okay, that's supporting it. And that muscle is called trachealis muscle. Okay, so now let us read more about this trachea. So trachea is a fibrocartilaginous respiratory organ. Okay, fibrocartilaginous. Why? Why? Because cartilaginous rings, fibroelastic tissue that is connecting these cartilaginous ring and respiratory organ. So all the terms clear. Fibrocartilaginous. Why cartilaginous? Because the C-shaped rings are cartilaginous. Fibroelastic tissue is between these two C-shaped rings. Respiratory organ. It consists of 16 to 20 tracheal cartilages anterolaterally. 16 to 20 tracheal cartilages antero, matlab in front. If this is the anterior view, laterally in the sides. So this becomes like a C-shaped ring and trachea windpipe is going between it. Okay, and a fibromuscular wall posteriorly, and posteriorly fibromuscular wall. And what are these tracheal cartilages made up of? These are made up of hyaline cartilage and interconnected by fibroelastic tissue. Okay, and what do these C-shaped rings do? They support the trachea and keep it open during pressure changes that accompany air ventilation. That's what I was telling you, to prevent, to make it, this means to make it non-collapsible. Okay, in simple English, we can say to make it non-collapsible. And the posterior wall of trachea is formed by trachealis muscle, okay, making the cartilages appear as incomplete C-shaped rings. The structure of its wall makes the trachea sufficiently flexible and elastic to permit the transient expansion of the esophagus during swallowing, right? If this is esophagus, when the food comes, there is this movement called peristalsis. This happens, contraction and expansion. So the trachea should allow this movement to happen. So that's why it's the structure of its wall make trachea sufficiently flexible and elastic. Okay, so this is all about trachea. Now let us see the histology of trachea. The trachea consists of 4 histological layers. So we are studying from, if this is the trachea, we are studying from innermost to the outermost. Okay. So the mucosa represents the innermost layer. The mucosa represents the innermost layer. It is lined with pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Since it's an respiratory organ, so it is ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay. The second histological layer is submucosa. And submucosa consists of connective tissue that contains mucous glands, smooth muscle, vessels, nerves, and lymphatics. The third layer is the musculocartilaginous layer, which is represented by the cartilaginous ring and intervening smooth muscle. Okay, so the third layer, from we are studying from inside to the outside. Remember this, from the inside to the outside. So first was the mucosa, innermost. Then there was this submucosa, which had these mucous glands, smooth muscle, vessels. Now the third layer is the musculocartilaginous layer. Okay, that is the cartilaginous ring. Lastly, the most external layer is provided by the fibroelastic adventitia. Fibroelastic adventitia. Okay, these are few things that you should know. Sometimes not not generally, but yes, you should know. Sometimes they generally ask about all these things, so you should just know about it. Just read it. When you read it, you will just be able to keep all these things in your mind. Okay, so now let us see the structure. As we had studied in the previous video about larynx, we have already done larynx. So we know that this is the thyroid cartilage, right? This is the thyroid cartilage. This is the cricoid cartilage that we can see. And this is the epiglottis that we can see. Okay, so this is the anterior row. These are the 2 superior cornu that we can see. Now we have to study the trachea. What are we studying? We are studying trachea. So this is the trachea. Okay, this is the trachea. And at the 5th thoracic vertebrae, it divides into right and left bronchi. It divides into right and left bronchi. These are the cartilaginous rings that are present. These are the cartilaginous rings that are present. And this is the dense connective tissue that we were talking about. Fibroelastic tissue that we were talking about, by which these cartilaginous rings are attached. And where this is getting, at this point where it is getting divided into this right and left bronchi, there is a cartilaginous ridge. What is there? There is a cartilaginous ridge. Okay, there is a cartilaginous ridge, and that ridge is known as carina. That ridge is known as carina, and it is super sensitive, super duper sensitive. It is very sensitive, and it is very sensitive. So any dust particle, or any dust particle, any foreign substance, anything that comes in the trachea, so it will excite the cough reflux. Okay, it will excite the cough reflux. So this is what we are talking about, carina. So the carina is, the name is kept because it's like a keel of a boat, and the mucous membrane of carina is very sensitive. So this carina, the mucous membrane of carina is, what is very sensitive. Okay, it is very sensitive. It is in fact, it is one of the most sensitive areas of the entire larynx and trachea for triggering a cough reflux. Okay, and finally, this is divided into bronchi, which we will study in the next video. And then we'll come to the lungs. So this is carina. Oh my God, he's coughing. So this is the mucous membrane of carina, is one of the most sensitive area of the entire larynx and trachea for triggering cough reflux. Oh my God, he's coughing so much. Hopefully he has no COVID. And then Yes, one important thing, that the widening and distortion of the carina, it's a serious sign. It is a serious medical condition because it usually indicates carcinoma of lymph nodes around the region where the trachea divides. So where is carina? If this is the trachea, right, with its cartilaginous rings, and it is dividing into bronchi, and there the cartilaginous ring continue, right? So it is a ridge. What is a ridge? What is a ridge? It's like something ubhra hua sa. That's the ridge we called. So that's a ridge, and this is the place where there is carina, and it is very sensitive area, and for in the entire larynx and trachea for triggering cough reflux. Okay, so let us do some questions. In the last videos also, like I finished larynx, then I did some questions because my aim is that we finish a small portion, just teeny meeny portion, and then we do some questions, then again teeny meeny, and then some questions. So when we have finished all this chapter, we have an inventory of questions that we have already done. Because as I always say in my video, it's easy to learn, it's difficult to apply. And what we need to do, we need to apply our learning. Okay, we need to apply our learning in the questions. So let us do some questions. Let us not waste time. Much developed larynx of human male is. People see my video on larynx and then you can answer this. Much developed larynx of human male is called Adam's apple. Adam's apple is the laryngeal notch that is present, that we have already studied. That's a laryngeal notch because, as I told in the last video, that larynx is not complete, and okay, that thyroid is not complete cartilage piece, and therefore it becomes like a notch. Okay, you see it, and then you can answer this question. Where are the conchi located? Tell me. I have already taken this in my first lecture. Bronchioles. It's bronchioles. The spelling is wrong. Bronchioles. Yes, auricle, bronchial. I don't know. Confusion. Nasal chamber. Okay. Again, the same question. Laryngeal prominence is also known as Adam's apple, epiglottis, thyroids, and laryngitis. See, they have given thyroids just to confuse you, and laryngitis prominence. Therefore, they have given laryngitis. No, this is not the option. Laryngeal prominence is the Adam's apple. The ring of cartilage that surrounds the trachea is called. You see the larynx video and you can easily answer the ring of cartilage. There is the only that ring of cartilage, one ring of cartilage that surrounds the trachea. That is the cricoid cartilage, because arytenoid cartilages are two pyramidal shaped, or yes, pyramidal triangular shaped cartilages which are placed over cricoid cartilages. Okay, I've told you in larynx. Dash prevents the collapse of trachea. What prevents the collapse? No. Cartilaginous ring is the correct answer. We already did. This is the trachea. Okay, this is the trachea. And these are the cartilaginous rings that are preventing its collapsing. And dash is a glass-like translucent cartilage. Oh, that's very easy. Whenever we see glass-like translucent cartilage found on many joint surfaces such as nose and trachea, it's not elastic. It's hyaline cartilage. Okay. Some more questions. One word. What is the most sensitive part of trachea? Quick. What is the most sensitive part of trachea? Carina. Okay, carina is the most sensitive part, and it triggers what? It triggers a cough reflex. Okay, it triggers a cough reflex. It occurs where the trachea divides. It's like a ridge. Okay. See, you know, it's like a ridge. There is a canina. You might be thinking why ma'am is saying again and again the same thing, because I always say the more you hear, the more you listen, the more it goes into your mind, and then zoology is done. Because there are so many words that, you know, it feels easy, but when we cover the whole of zoology, it becomes so much that, you know, we tend to get confused. So that's why I say again and again. Okay, how many rings are there in trachea? How many rings are there in trachea? Tell me. There are 16 to 20 incomplete rings. There are 16 to 20 incomplete rings. Okay. Trachea is lined by, it is lined by ciliated epithelium. It is a respiratory organ. Okay, I've already done all the histology of trachea. Where does it divide into right and left bronchi? I told you the exact coordinates. I always tell the exact coordinates. What are the exact coordinates? It divide. Where does it divide? It divides where it divides at the 5th thoracic vertebrae. Okay, it divides in the 5th thoracic vertebrae. And this is what now the next video will be of bronchi. So I'll tell you what I'll be teaching in the next video. Next lecture will be of bronchi, and then we'll do the lungs. Then we will do the lungs, and then the structures are done. And then the structures are done. And then we will come to the mechanism of breathing. Okay, then we'll come to the mechanism of breathing. So this is all for today, and stay home, stay safe guys, and please study. Okay, bye.